Hey everybody, my name is Joe Cool and I'm here to show you guys how to use custom settings on your Fuji X cameras. Here we go. Yeah! Okay, the Asian Fonz has left the building. Let's turn on your camera and turn on the quick menu here. You can see 16 parameters going on. At a quick glance, I can see exactly what's going on with my camera. This is the settings that I usually have my camera set at for 95% of the time. So if you want to copy my settings, feel free to do so right now. I'll wait. Okay, I just feel like this suits me best. I like everything a little bit more punchy with a little bit more sharpness than most things. You definitely do not have to set it this way. It's just what I'm most comfortable with. But that doesn't mean I don't change things from time to time. Let's say I'm shooting a person, I don't want their face as sharp. I will turn this down simply by going to it and adjusting it. Okay, now go ahead and shoot. And change it back after I'm done if I remember to do that. Okay, so that's fine and good if I'm just changing that, if I'm changing it to black and white for a picture or two, and I can change it back from there. That's usually what I do. But there is something to be said for some people, including myself. Sometimes I'll go ahead and shoot certain environments over and over again. I'll shoot in theaters many times. I'll shoot in, let's say, a library or an office building. They have fluorescent lighting sometimes. I'll shoot at a birthday party. They have yellow lights and birthday candles. They have very warm yellow lights. Every environment, every subject is different, and Fuji recognizes that, so you can save custom settings in your camera. What's it like? It's kind of like carrying 7 cameras at once inside one camera. How handy is that? Let me explain what I mean. If I go to the Q menu and I go back to the base here, instead of changing 4 things at once, having changing them all back, that's a pain in the butt, right? So I'll go to the library, for example, and I don't want to change everything. I don't want to change my white balance over and over again. Let's just go by using my right thumb to C2. See, the white balance has changed to this, to the fluorescent light, and the color is now desaturated. The highlight and shadow tone is pumped up quite a bit, and the sharpness is down. Let's go ahead and go to C3. Again, it's changed quite a bit. Now it's Velvia as the filter there. The film simulation, it's more punchy, and also the color is also punched up here as well. Everything is a little different from the last. Black and white. C5 is sepia. Maybe I'm doing weddings a lot. Well, this is my custom setting, my camera that I use for weddings. Well, C6 camera, or as a custom setting, I call it a camera. This is the camera that I take with me when I want to shoot my pets, for example. Maybe this is what comes up best for me. Maybe your pets, you can use C7. Okay, black and white here. Just stuff that I just randomly chose to try things out. And you can change them at any time. You can't change them here, however. You change them, all these parameters, in the menu, not in the quick menu. In the quick menu, we're selecting. In the menu, we create them. So let's create them right now. There are some more things to talk about here, which I will get to in a second. Where do we adjust the actual settings for the custom settings, I guess you could say? Let's scroll down to menu number 3. Follow along if you can. I'll try and go slowly. Select custom setting. That's what we were just doing in the quick menu. That's not where we want to go. Edit, Save, Custom Setting is where we want to go. Press the right arrow. Okay, Custom 1 through Custom 7. Those are the ones we were just scrolling through with our thumb, right? We can adjust all of these. At a quick glance, we can see what the differences are. 1 is standard, number 2 is standard, Velvia, black and white, sepia, all that stuff. Just because they're all standard film simulations, they can have different other parameters. It's just a quick glance of what you're dealing with, okay? Custom number 1. Let's press right arrow. I want to adjust this one. Okay, so let's scroll down to the second one. Dynamic range. It's currently at 100, right? I don't want it to be 100. I want it to be auto. Press right arrow. Auto is one of the choices. Press OK. We could get out at this point, but let's adjust a few more and attempt to save it, because that's where problems happen. Film simulation, let's leave that as standard. We could adjust to anything, but let's go back. White balance, we're going to leave that at auto. Color, +1. Sharpness, I want this to be +2, which is hard. Okay, I'm going to press menu OK to set that. Go down one more. Highlight tone, +1. Shadow tone, +1. That's all fine. Noise reduction, let's leave that at 0. Don't press reset unless you want to start all over again. Okay, so I'm all set to go, right? Everything has changed. Remember this, custom 1, auto, standard, +2 in sharpness, +1 all around. I'm going to get out of this. Go to the Q menu and go to custom 1. Hey, DR is 100, dynamic range. Hey, I didn't get +2 on my sharpness. What the hell's going on? That's because I didn't save it correctly. Generally, if you press menu OK and everything blinks and you zero out with the shutter button, everything should take place. Everything should save. It does not save. Something to be very aware of here, okay? Let's go back to the menu and save it for real. It starts here where we last left off, which is very handy. Press the right arrow to adjust the custom setting number 1 again. Press the right arrow, and remember this, it changed right back. Press the right arrow again, change it to auto. Okay, now I'm not going to zero out of it because it did not save yet. Oh look, save current settings. This is another thing to watch out for. You think that means save? Watch the dynamic range. It went back. What the heck? It's so... Okay, so zeroing out of it does not save. Pressing save does not save. How the hell do you save something in your custom setting? Change this back to auto. This is what I want. Okay? Now, I can press back or I can press the left arrow. Watch what happens when I press back. Do you want to set your custom 1? Okay. Now we're back at the menu. Press the right arrow. I want to double check. Dynamic range is now auto. Let's change sharpness. Press the right arrow. I'm in custom 1 still. I want this hard. I like sharp pictures. Press menu OK. Now, question kids, is it saved? Can I zero out of it? No, it is not saved. How do I save it? I pressed back last time and it asked me if I want to save, or I can press the left arrow. Same thing. Do you want to set this? Press OK. Let's check. I'm in custom 1 again. Press right arrow. Dynamic range is still auto, and the sharpness is now +2. So the savings took place. This save, does that save anything? No, it does not. It reverts it back to the way it was. Okay, so this all looks good to me. Okay, don't press reset. All right, so I'm going to zero out of this. Everything is fine. Press back just in case. Okay, everything's good. Press the quick menu. And we're at the base right now. Okay, we're at C1, auto, dynamic range, auto white balance, standard, film simulation, +1, +1, +1, sharpness, +2. Okay, so it looks like it's all set. This stuff you can't change that in the custom settings. Just set custom 1. Here's another thing to watch out for, right? We're going to base, and then we go to custom 1. I'm now in custom 1. I just zeroed out of it. I'm taking pictures. This is sharpness +2, dynamic range is auto, white balance is auto. If I press Q again, look what it says here in the top left-hand corner. It doesn't say C1 anymore, does it? It says base, as in this is what I last was shooting. This part's a little confusing here. It is base, not C1. But if I use the right toggle here, I go to C1. I mean, this was C1. This is what I was just using. I just want to make you aware that base is not a setting on its own. You only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and base is what you were last using. So let's say I was on C5. I zero out of it, I start taking pictures in the sepia mode, and I press Q menu again. It's now saying base, but these settings, see sepia, was C whatever that was. I don't know, C4 was it? I already forgot. But if I go to C4, which is a black and white filter here, black and white simulation, right? This is black and white. I'm not sure if you can tell. Q again. I'm back at base. It does not say C4, but we're still on C4 based on what we're doing here. This is the last one we were just using, so this is now the base camera that we're using. If you want to change it back to one we're usually using, I want to go to C1, the one we just made. This is very neutral for me. This is my go-to setting, my go-to camera, C1. I am now out of black and white. I'm taking full-on color pictures at this point. Okay, does that make sense? And if you can go to menu and go to edit, save, custom settings, press the right arrow again. We just did that with custom 1. What if you did that through all the customs 1 through 7? One of them, we can make it super crazy. We can make this one classic chrome, and we can change the sharpness to be really soft, maybe, and see what happens. Highlight tone, we can make it super hard, shadow tone super hard. Noise reduction, press the right arrow. We can make this medium low. I'm just coming up with certain stuff to try. Dynamic range, press the right arrow. Why don't we make this 400? What the hell? Let's see. We can always change it back. Experiment with your camera. White balance. I don't like this fluorescent look for custom number 2. Let's change this to color temperature. I can adjust this even further. I can make it really cool looking, or make it really warm looking. Make it super yellow. Hopefully you guys can see this on the camera. Okay, so I adjusted a lot of parameters here. It's pretty wacky. I'm not going to press save current settings because that'll make everything go back to the way it was. I'm not going to zero out of it because it won't save at all. What I will do is press the back arrow or back exit. That's this button down here. Will you save custom 2 and all the things that I've done to it? Yes. So what have I done? A custom 1 I saved and custom 2 I saved. I can do that for all of these. Zero out of this and go to Q to see what happened. I'm at base right now. I think that whatever that one was, I can go to, let's say I'm shooting normal style shooting, right? I'll use this to go to C1. This is my go-to camera. Boom. I want to use my wacky custom 2 setting. Press Q and then use this to turn not to 1 but to 2. Look how crazy this thing is. Got all kinds of crazy stuff happening. Now it's nice and yellow. Hey man, that works. So that's what you do if you want to create and play around with your custom settings. Again, it's like having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras at your disposal at any point you want to use them. If you don't want to adjust just one parameter at a time, this is another toolbox, another tool in your toolbox ready to be used. I hope this works for you guys. Please experiment with it and have fun with your 7 cameras, so to speak. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. All right.